An hour a day between noon and 1. That's when India Tarver says her son Bobby Thompson knew to call her at work.
12 and 1 o'clock. He know the time, and he was never late.
Phone calls she looked forward to nearly every day that suddenly stopped on September 23rd, 2020.
So when that Monday came, I didn't hear from him. I had a gut feeling in my stomach, and I called the facility.
That facility is Wheeler Correctional in Alamo, Georgia, where Bobby was incarcerated since last January. Doctors diagnosed the 24-year-old father of 3 with bipolar disorder long before he arrived. Prison officials knew about it. His mom says manic episodes were common.
Yeah, he said it was hell. He said he pretty much had to fight just about every other day. So everyone knew, as far as that I know, that he had a mental disorder.
They knew.
They knew.
And prison officials also knew to check on Bobby every 15 minutes when they put him in an isolation room to help calm him down. Policy mandated it. Instead, an officer waited more than 2 hours to make his rounds that day. By then, though, Bobby tied a bedsheet around his neck from the top bunk. Even after the officer found Bobby not breathing, he's seen walking to get help. It took an additional 7 minutes to open the cell door to start CPR.
For me to talk about my son, because I'm so in disbelief that he's gone. He was a very brilliant young man.
A review investigation uncovered Bobby is one of at least 29 people who died by suicide at Georgia correctional facilities last year, a rate about 3 times the national average at state prisons. At least 26 people were murdered behind bars, too. That's more than the 2 previous years combined. Last June alone, 8 correctional facilities reported emergency lockdowns. That includes Ware State Prison in Waycross. 2 months later, inmates temporarily took control of the facility.
Somebody get us some help down here, man. The man is shot.
It could have been prevented.
Former correctional officers, including Tracy Mondragon, say the riot was the result of poor facility conditions and critical staffing shortages for years.
It wasn't anything you're like, oh, you come back, oh wow, that diabetic is passed out on the floor because I couldn't get him to medical to go get his medicine. Or, oh, well, that guy got stabbed while I was gone. I guess I need to call medical now. And again, you can't stop these things if you're not there to see it.
At Wheeler Correctional, where Bobby was detained, records show the facility often operated with about half the officers it needed last year. During that time, 18 people died at the facility, many from COVID-19, still more than the 3 previous years combined.
In my 20 years on the front lines of this, I have never seen the prison so chaotic, so violent, and so out of control.
Sarah Tatachi is the executive director of the Southern Center for Human Rights. In September, her organization sent this letter to the U.S. Justice Department asking the federal government to intervene after she claims Georgia's Department of Corrections refused to address the problem.
And within 48 hours, we got a response from them. This is highly unusual. We've sent numerous letters to the Department of Justice over the last 2 decades and almost never get a response. This problem is too big to just power through. We need significant intervention.
I think that my son's death could have been prevented.
A mother who wanted more time with her son on the phone, instead now watches his last minutes alive on prison security video.
Why did you want to see that video?
Because that's my son. I saw him come in this world. I want to see how he went out. That's my baby, my only son.